Hey friends, welcome to Polka Dot Wreath Co. How are we today? Hope you all are having a blessed afternoon. I just wanted to come live. I'm a little under the weather. I'm really stopped up with allergies and junk, but I was missing you guys and I wanted to come live for a few minutes. I didn't get to come live yesterday because I really didn't have much of a voice, and every time I tried to talk, it kind of went kaput on me. So I am going to come live with you guys today and do a real quick project with you that I think everybody at home could do if you had the right stuff. The good quality florals that I'm going to use and the really good wired ribbon. And I'm not going to lie, I got some deliveries in today of some signs, and I wanted to share them with you. I got this one in, and that is what we're going to make with this little guy. I really wanted to, oh, I just tripped over that. I really wanted to make another grapevine wreath. This is the last of my fall grapevines, I think that I'm going to do. I am trying to feel better. It's allergies and it's kicking my, you know what, it just is. But I do feel well enough to be at work. Guys, you got to still go to work, right? So let's get started. I have all kinds of florals that are over here that are just sitting by me, that are left over from other fall projects that I want to use before I use anything else. So I have some gorgeous hydrangeas. I have these, I think these are, I don't know what these are. I think they're redunculus, but I don't know that that's right. They almost look like giant peonies, but we all know that peonies are not rust colored. But man, they're pretty. They're so pretty. And then I have a few leaves. Guys, I don't even know what I'm doing with this project. We're just going to start putting stuff in and putting some ribbons. The only thing I know for sure is that this is going somewhere on this wreath. I'm obsessed with it, and it's going to happen. So this wreath is listed in my Etsy shop. I already made a listing, so if you want it, it's available. So, okay, let's get started, you guys. Look at these cute little pics I have left over. How am I going to quit making fall already? Guys, Santa Claus said that I had to quit. Santa Claus said that I had enough in my Etsy shop and I need to start doing Christmas. I don't know that I agree with Santa, but it is time. And I'm really struggling with it because I like to do fall. I like to do fall all the way through September, and that never works out well for me. So I'm trying to listen to Santa this year. Hey guys. Hey Christine. How are you, friend? All right, y'all. So I'm getting down here to all of my greens. We are going to add this little cutie in there. I've got a couple of those picks. Okay. So I have a butt ton. That is a word. It's a real word. It might be a not nice word, but it's a real word. I have a butt ton of this ficus that I would like to use. What the heck? And I've just got some other things that I really want to try and use up. I have more greenery and florals in my shop right now than Carter has liver pills. So I keep saying I'm going to clean my shop, but then it's like, squirrel, I find a new project to do. It's a problem, y'all. It's a problem. I don't believe it. See, Tammy, you know peonies are not rust colored. They look like a peony. I just think we need to make a new name for it. Because you and I both know peonies are not rust colored, but I do love them. I do love them. Okay, so let's get us some base florals going on. And y'all, I'm a little snotty today. I have allergies that hit me on Monday. I went outside and I was like, ooh, the leaves are starting to change. Within an hour, my eyes were burning. My throat was draining. I was like, I need to do my lawn. I need to. And y'all, I slept for 16 hours on Monday. I did not feel good. But I feel really good physically, other than the snot in my nose. Do I ever make something and second guess your ribbons? Not usually. Not usually. Sometimes, but listen, that's an easy fix. I am known for not believing that everything is permanent. And if you're second guessing your ribbons, cut that zip tie or that Chanel stem and run your ribbon through a hair straightener and straighten it back up and put it to the side later. Don't ever put something for sale that you're not filling entirely. I don't ever do that. I've had to learn not to do that, I should say. So I'm going to mess with this ficus a little bit, and I'm going to cut it apart. This is actually going to be a really quick project if I can stop talking to y'all long enough, which I don't know that that's going to happen, but you know. Oh, yeah, well. Pretty sure you just got deleted for that. Anytime somebody says something about my weight, I usually delete you. So, just so you know, listen, there needs to be a pin out there that says, I'm an artist, nothing can hurt my feelings. It doesn't hurt my feelings anymore. I've just learned. Okay, so don't be afraid to take your ficus leaves or your bushes and cut them apart, you guys. Because ficus can create a great base for you. But when you put one of these giant ficus leaves, I have seen this, y'all. And listen, if you're doing a larger than life design, that's great. But not for me. Not today. Not today, Satan. Not today. All right, so, and that one, don't forget, don't have all of your greens laying up against the wall like a Velcro spinner, right? You want to kind of mess with those greens and have them coming out like a natural element. We're going to cut this up. We just cut these ficus up and they go a long way. I love that about ficus. They go a long ways. 2 of those is going to get us our main base, and then we're going to be able to start adding other stuff in. Guys, I'm excited to be here with you today. I haven't been able to go live lately. I was going to for our scheduled live on Tuesday, and I just didn't feel like it, to be real honest with you. And there's almost too much ficus right there, but we're going to leave it because of what I'm going to add. Hey, friends. Yes, the whole branch would work if I was doing an oval or a larger, like a 22-inch grapevine or something like that. Holy shoebox, and then some. Oh, y'all, listen. I haven't done that in months. I never burn myself. It never blisters because I've learned to be really quick. But holy shoes, man, that hurts. Holy shoebox. And I'll tell you what I did. I got distracted and stuck my hand when I'm messing with this ficus. I got distracted because I forgot to take off. Look, see, it doesn't blister if you do it really quick. The key to a glue burn is take it off really quick. It doesn't hurt. It hurt there for a second. Whew. I about started doing the Jelly Relly dance. Whew, God bless America. I thought, oh, this is going to make me cuss. This is going to make me cuss. But nope. Okay, I like to work from going underneath. Oh, gosh. Sprinkled, yay, thank you. You hate hot glue. It's kind of the lesser of two evils, y'all. And I want to keep coming on around, but I also want to come down. So I don't want to just go around, I want to come down, and I have a meaning for my madness. So I'm done adding that. So now I'm like grinding my teeth like, so now, I don't know if it's because I'm dealing with like leopard print or what, but it's kind of making me growl. What is the matter with me? All right, so I want to, where's my stinky blinky sign? There it is. I want to bring some color into that. I don't want it just to be brown and black. Ooh, yikes. Well, thank you, and I appreciate that. Usually it's with, I'm going to try and pronounce Nadai. Is that right? Nadea? Nadea? Usually it's someone that is being nasty, so I appreciate you saying that, and I acknowledge, and I just deleted it, because usually when people say something, it's not in a very nice context. So when I see the word wait, it is a trigger for me, and I just delete it. But thank you, and I appreciate it, and I acknowledge it, and I apologize. So thank you for saying that, because I have not been feeling very good the last 2 days, and your comment, because it was sincere, is well received. Thank you. But I don't have anybody here with me right now to delete comments, and normally, okay, so see how I put that in there? Don't forget, use your wired florals. Use them and abuse them. And I know that you guys are going to ask me this because somebody always does. No, I do not use a glue pot. Guys, look at my studio. It's such a hot mess. Number one, if I used a glue pot, I'm sure to find a critter in it at some point. Number two, I'm a klutz, and I'm very nervous about having a glue pot in here with 2 children, because my grandkids come up here sometimes, and I would be devastated if something happened to them, so I just don't do it. Okay, so here's 2 more, and these are cream colored ones. I'm trying to see, my comments are not on my big monitor because I don't have my laptop here. So, okay. So now we're going to come right here. Keep in mind, once again, use the wired florals to your advantage. I just do a little bit. I put it in there at an angle, and then I turn up the heat by angling the flower. And if I need to, which it does look like on this one, I need to, I go in with a little bit of reinforcement, and I make it stand at attention. It's okay to do that. But I don't like any of my florals being straight up against that grapevine. It just looks janky. Oh, thanks, Jenny. Mike made that for me years ago. Okay, y'all. I like the color combo too. I really, really, really do. So, we're not done yet because I have some other, guys, I told you I'm trying to use up some florals that I had laying around. So don't think for a second, if I have to put away fall, then I'm going to put away fall. I'm not really going to put it away. I usually don't put a lot of florals away. Ooh, holy shoes. I'm just throwing that away. I'm not even messing with it. I usually, I'm ready for Christmas, but I'm going to put some things off here to the side, coming out of there, and I'm going to work around it, so bear with me. I will tell you guys, I have my new product coming out. Hopefully on Friday, we will be doing a live sale. Guys, my product is in. I have about 30 totes of it, 30, I have a lot of freight to unravel, and just so you know, you guys are in for some goodness. So Friday night, we're going to try and do a live sale if we can get it all cataloged into inventoried. We're trying. Monday threw me for a loop. When I got sick with these allergies, I'm glad I'm feeling a lot better today. That's all I will say. I'm just adding in a few other things, and then we're trying to keep this simple. But keeping something simple on my watch is hard, you guys. It's hard for me. You know how I am. It's hard for me to keep anything simple, especially when you're working with leopard print. Okay. All right, so before I do anything else, well, that's a lie. The lie detector determined that was a lie. I'm going to add a couple of these. And I want them just like that. And then I want this one up over here. Just like that. And yes, he's going the opposite direction, but it's totally fine. Okay, so far, if I had a letter here and a bow here, we could totally sell it just like it is. But we're not going to do that. Let me look at comments, y'all. I got them as a gift. I don't know. These are cobalts, and they are amazing. What's the product? It is a primitive line. It is a primitive line. And Coconut Wreath Company has invested in a primitive line. Okay, so lots of Christmas, you guys. Lots of Christmas. That's what I can tell you. Lots of snowmen. Lots of Christmas. All right, it needs some leaves in here. You come up underneath. It just needs a little bit of color. And that is way too long. Again, move your florals out of the way. Come in here at an angle. And remember, I'm not done. I'm just trying to get, I have to add these. These are some of my favorite picks that Hobby Lobby had this year. I just love them. And I hate how thick this is, so I'm going to use my stem cutter and I'm going to cut it like butter. I love my stem cutter. Tammy, the Unique in the Creek boards as a beginner, could I start with them? Absolutely. Absolutely. And you can get Unique in the Creek boards at shopliketammy.com. Unique in the Creek can be found at shopliketammy.com. They carry those. Shopliketammy.com. So what I like to do with my picks, I don't like to stick them in a design where they're just straight up and down. So I just take my finger and I give it a little whirligig. And you can't really see it, but right here there's a blank space. I kept that there on purpose. And that's exactly where that's going to go. And I'm going to bring this closer so I don't have to take it out of there. I could, but I don't want to. Okay? Perfect. And I don't like leaves being upside down because that usually means it's going to rain. And we are going to add another one of these. They look like bittersweet, but they're not. And guys, when I really get to doing a grapevine, you're seeing I'm kind of doing the hokey pokey over here. I am every which way but loose. When you do a dark pick like that, you need to bring that cream color right back out because I kind of covered this up. And you need to bring that back out somehow, even if that means that this one gets moved up. See how I did that? These picks and these florals are wired for a reason. Character boards just have a character in the middle, and a work board usually can make a flower or a wreath or whatever you want it to make. Okay. Let me get, whew, I told you I'm about to break my neck over here. Hold on. Let me back this bad boy up. Let me get a, dear baby Jesus, where would you be if you were a glue stick? I have like 100 of them and I don't know where they're at. Oh, hi, I'm a glue stick. I was like, where in the world is this glue stick at? Okay, so I'm going to use the other pick, and remember that we're not going to put it on there. Oop. We're just going to give some of these pit berries a little whirligig. Okay. And it's going to go on like this, but we're going to cut this down just a smidge. Hang on, y'all. Okay. So on these picks, I kind of like to spread them out before I put one on there. Just like that. Oop, that keeps falling apart. I don't know what's up with that. And this is what burned me a while ago, I think. Lift up your peony or whatever it is that we keep calling that thing. And it's going to go in just like that. Y'all, allergies are kicking my booty today. And I want to carry that rust on over on the other side of that acorn pick. Normally I wouldn't, but on this one I want to. I just want some of that. Now, the next thing I need to do before I go any further, because we're almost done, I will probably load it full of some cream colored embellishments, but before I do that, hey, welcome everybody. I'm Tammy Hodges with Polka Dot Wreath Company in Springfield, Missouri, and we are doing our Tuesday afternoon live on Wednesday afternoon because I've been feeling a little under the weather with my allergies, and I really didn't have a voice to talk yesterday, so that's what we're doing today. I am making a super stinking cute, and that's exactly where it's going to go. It's going to go right up underneath there, underneath that lip. I don't like anything that looks like that. It always needs to be a little bit cattywampus for me to love it. So it's going to be a little cattywampus. That's kind of what I'm known for. I like things that are a little bit funky, and that's just how it goes. Now, I will tell you, there it is. I do not glue my signs on. I hole punch them, and I wire them into my designs. So I use a 0.8 millimeter jewelry punch, and I just punch them right in. And I'm just real careful not to tear it up as I'm doing it. I had my wire, and I was like, where's my wire? I feel a little discombobulated today, y'all. I can't find anything. My studio is a complete, as Finn calls it, kazaster. Finn calls everything, instead of disaster, he says kazaster. And my shop is a little messy right now, y'all. Cattywampus. That's my favorite word. Okay. Let me stick this little whirligig in the hole. And something I like to do is I go ahead and I knot that, and I twist it a couple times. The reason I do that, I do not want that wire to ever take a chance of moving along that printed. I'm a little worrywart, and I didn't want it to ever rub that the wrong way and start messing with the print on that. So I kind of try to do some preventative maintenance, so to speak, and I just twist it a couple of times. And that way, when they're attaching, They're attaching the right way. Now, this is the part where if you're new here, I may or may not say a bad word. I'm warning you right now. This is the part that I usually detest the most about making a wreath. I'm warning you. I'm just warning you. I'm going to try real hard. But it does get to be a pain in the money. So let's move this back and y'all can come see me down here. Okay. I have to get just the right angle. And sometimes it's a lot more difficult to do that with a grapevine than with any other wreath that you're doing. And on this one, I'm literally going around the whole circumference, which I usually never have to do that, but on this one I will, because it has some guts to hold on to. Hold on, hold please. When I tell you it has guts to hold on to, it means that there's part of the grapevine that is a good spot for it to be a little cattywampus on. And actually, I don't like how that's hanging. So that tells me that I will redo that side, and I'm totally cool with that. Just bear with me. That's the difference between me and some wreath makers. They're like, oh, it's so easy. And I'm like, yeah, you lie like a stinking rug. It's not always easy, y'all. The sign making portion of a wreath and attaching it onto a wreath sucks behind sometimes. Okay, it really is like a fine braid. Like right now, you see how it came undone. I'm glad it did that because it's not where I wanted it at all. Okay, and that one is just too tight. Sometimes it does not work the way you want it to. And y'all, it's okay to admit that and to revisit it. Because when you have a client that is paying for a wreath, you need to get it right. Okay? So this one is going to be up underneath and over like that. That's how I wanted it. And it just wasn't turning out that way, but it will. Hold please. There. It's working. No, everybody fights with their signs, and if they tell you they don't, they're lying. It's like telling you that we were all skinny once. You know what I mean? Like, don't lie about it. Like, listen, if you don't struggle with your signs, I would like to meet you. But I won't ever, because you're invisible. And I just don't like going around. My whole hang up with the sign debacle is with a grapevine. Now with mesh, it's a lot easier for me. And this isn't sitting the way I wanted it to, and that's okay. But just so you know, okay, once that sign is on there, it's on there. It ain't coming off. That's the difference between me and some other people is, and you know what? When you know better, you do better. When you've got a sign that needs to go on there, it needs to be able to stay on there. And when a customer is paying $100 for a wreath, you need to make sure that your signs are staying on. And I had an incident for the first time ever last week where somebody said my sign fell off, and I was like, what? How did that happen, Home Slice? And I figured out how it happened, and it won't happen again, I can assure you of that. Okay, the biggest thing with a sign is finding the right places to anchor it and knowing what to anchor it with. I like to use floral wire on metal signs. That's just kind of what I like to do. It's kind of like performing surgery, y'all. I haven't cussed once yet. I am live every Tuesday at 4 o'clock, but this week I was not feeling very hot, so I came live Wednesday. Whew, hot. Okay. So, this wreath, I wanted it cattywampus, and I wanted it cattywampus on purpose. I don't like things that are straight up and down at all. This is too much green for what I'm wanting to do. However, you guys know that some of my favorite filler flowers are these cream colored cuties. I don't even know what they're called, but they're cute. And they go a long ways. I'm going to do 4 of them. I get these ones at home. Good afternoon, Debbie Bennett. How are you, friend? Okay, guys, this one is available in my Etsy shop. It is available. I tell you guys that, not to upsell you, but I tell you because as soon as I get off here, I will get 349 different text messages. And if I don't tell you that, then somebody gets mad because somebody else has bought it. So I'm just telling you, it is available right now for sale in my Etsy shop. It's already available. I like, especially if I'm using a white sign, I like to carry some of this white over into the project. Now, don't forget, there's a whole lot of rust being used down here. You need to break some of that up. If you don't, it's going to be kind of crazy pants. So that's for those of you that are makers and not buyers. I know I have both on here. So what I'm going to do next, I'm moving that out of my way because the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and create my bows. And I don't know really how many I'm going to do. I think I'm going to do 1 and maybe a 1.5 inch one right here, but we'll see. Let's go ahead and make a bow. So you guys know that I hand make 99% of my bows. So this bow is a go big or go home bow. It's going to have an 8-inch loop on it, 7 to 8 inches. And actually it needs more of a tail. So I use the Praise the Lord method. I call it that because it's easy to remember. It's pinch, twist, and loop. So you create about a 18-inch tail. You make a, depends, 5 to 8-inch loop, however big you want your bow. So you pinch it, you praise it, you twist it, and then you loop it. You make sure your bunny ears are equal. We're going to do the exact same thing again. Pinch it, twist it, and loop it. Okay, that one's a smidge bigger. It cannot be. It will look janky. Make sure they're exact. I mean, a 1/4 of an inch isn't going to matter, but it will when you go to start tying this stuff up. So right now, this is my base for my big old bow. Big old bow. All right, so I want to bring some of this orange into it. Make sure you get a good twist. And it's not going to be the same size, okay? But these 4 are going to be the same size. But they're not going to be as long as those original ones. Now, we're going to take the plaid because I like using plaid with leopard print. Sue me. I like it. Pinch it, twist it, and they're just a smidge smaller. Not quite, just a smidge. And I'm not going to do Then this one is some of my favorite ribbon this fall. It's called Rick Rack, and I love it. I did not twist it good enough. Just a smidge smaller. Oops. Okay. Now, haha, my fried green tomatoes. My stomach is growling right now. I'd love to have those. Tonight I'm making fettuccine Alfredo. My girls come home for dinner on Wednesday nights. And so because of that, it's pasta night at our house every Wednesday. And tonight they wanted fettuccine Alfredo, so that's what I'm making. I like that plaid too. I have a lot of rolls of that plaid. So I like to use the zip ties. Some people don't. I do, especially on grapevine. And then I tighten that stinker up to beat the band. Get that out of the way. Let it go crazy. And then guys, when you have a bow, whether you know this, whether you're a buyer or a wreath maker, when you get this, if you were to buy this from me, if you're one of those that are going to buy it, when you get this, go through and finger your bows like this. Get a hold of your fingers and just spread them out and get that wire really working for you. And then take your fingers, look at that. It just makes all of the difference. It's kind of like messing with an undercut when you have short hair. Okay, so I'm going to come over here. I do not go all the way around this because that bow could slip. So I take it and I go in through the guts. Can y'all see what I'm doing? I go right there through the guts. And then I tie that stinker up. Hold please. I clip it. I kind of smashed that a little bit. It's okay. You don't like two ribbons next to each other? Oh, me neither. It bugs me. It bugs me. So, a couple of things that I don't do. I don't leave tails super long for no reason. I cut all of my tails at an angle or dovetail them to give them a finished look. That one's trying to hide from me like a little stink pot. Okay, then what I do is I go through and I roll them. It just creates a really pretty transition. And you don't have to have them all equal. I like to do my big ones first because they seem to lean on each other when you do that. Hang on. And if you don't want to keep them long, I like keeping them long. Okay. Now watch what happens with this. You need to add something else in there. Oops, that one is a little lackadaisical. And I don't want it hiding all the florals. So that's the other reason. You can move that like that. But guys, you've got to have some pumpkin in there somewhere. This is a fall wreath, and you want it to be recognized as a fall wreath, right? Hey, Floyd River, I like that name. So we're just going to take, and we're going to put some hot glue on the very tip of that. And we're going to come up over here so we don't compromise the prettiness of those peonies. And you just set that little stinker right on in there. And I have something else. Hold please. I have something else that I just remembered that I could use in this. If I wanted to, which I really don't want to on this one. Ooh, or do I? Maybe not there. But I could absolutely add a couple of these to make it look super pretty. I could. But I'm really going with the fall theme, and I could totally use those for Christmas. So hang on a second, y'all. Let me get another pumpkin. Because I know I have a bunch more pumpkins to use. Because Tammy always buys way too many pumpkins. Okay, so the first thing I like to do when I use these, I like to make sure we are never, ever, ever getting back together. Okay. So I'm just gonna mess with that for just a second, set that off to the side. And again, you don't have to do this, but I like to do it. And this is kind of lax, it's just flimsy. A little bit flimsy. But right there, it needs a little bit of white. And instead of using flowers, we're gonna cut some of that little goofball stuff off. We could totally use that. And see right there where God kind of split the Red Sea for us? It just needed something else. And up here, where there is a little blank spot up above, and I don't love that there, so we're going to move it. As soon as I did that, I didn't love it. But I am going to tell you, okay, do you see how that just completely came out of there? Let me get this out of there. That is why I hot glued that and I didn't give it enough time. So we're going to take a minute and we're going to re-hot glue this in just a second. If I need to put a floral pick on here, I will. I don't think I'm going to, but I'm going to let that set for about 3 minutes while we make another bow. I'm going to I'm going to carry this 2.5 inch over into a 1.5 inch. And I'm just going to do a super quick loop bow. Super quick. Hey y'all. And guys, this is available in my Etsy shop right now if you want it. Just letting you know. And I'm actually going to add an extra set of tails to it because it needs it. I don't know why, but it just does. It just does, y'all. Friday night, we're going to be doing a live sale with the new merchandise that Polka Dot Wreath Co. is going to start carrying. You're not going to want to miss it. It's the first batch of Christmas. So I'm just telling y'all, Friday night, you're going to want to be there. Okay. I'm going to clip it and forget it. Now right here, it just needed a little something something. Oh please, it's coming around. Hang on y'all, bear with me. Okay, now ignore all of this because I'm going to do something that I usually don't do, but I like to give these some up and down tails. And how you do that is just like that. You just dovetail them, and remember earlier when I told y'all I liked things kind of funky and different? That's just another example of how I kind of do things. I like them a little bit cattywampus. And I'm going to go ahead and clip that. And you move that off to the side with that off to the side so it does not compromise your florals or your sign, but you have a little bit more. And this one is bigger than I want it to be, so I'm going to lay it off to the side like that. When you have a bow or a ribbon that's bigger than you want it to be, just lay it off to the side. And if you wanted to hot glue that, if you're a designer and you're not real sure what to do with that, you could absolutely hot glue it if you wanted to. If you wanted to. Okay. Now, this is pretty blunt for me. I don't like the way that looks. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these. I know which flowers work best with what I'm designing with. So I'm going to take a couple of wispies. I don't even know what these are called. I have no idea, but I use them all the time. And I'm going to, I don't like how blunt that just got cut off. I don't like it. So I'm going to hold my wreath from underneath, and we're going to give it some grounding, and we're going to add a little bit more right there because it needs it. Guys, you don't need something just to be blunt cut off for no reason. Grab your wreath. Okay, and now we're going to add a couple of things. Nothing big, nothing major, but we are going to add a couple of things. Okay. Remember earlier when I told you to use these I don't know why it did that. Says I lost my connection with the Mevo. Hopefully I'm still live. I think I am. So, goodness gracious. Sometimes it just does that with this. After like an hour, it just cuts me off like a stepchild or something. I don't know. Okay, so I'm just going to keep on going, hoping. So I'm going to do another floral in there, and I'm going to turn it like it's paying attention, right? Do you see what I did when I did that? Now we have this side over here that we need to deal with. So I'm going to take and I'm going to move over to this side. And this has some ficus and things that we could mess with. But again, these are the easiest. I don't know what I just broke. No clue. An acorn, I think, fell on the floor. Okay, good. So I'm going to keep on going, y'all, because clearly, even though my internet connection, my phone isn't connected, I'm just going to keep on going, y'all. And remember, this is available in my Etsy shop. I've said that because I keep getting texts about it. So I'm going to come up over here. And we're going to add that. But then I'm going to add, where's the rest of my ficus? Remember, we don't need all this. There is no way we need all this. So I know that we just need a couple of pieces to layer on top of that to make it look decent. I don't want it to be just ficus, 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 right? But we definitely need something so that bow is not off in La La Land by herself. And again, do not layer it right on top of each other. Make sure that bow. So now, because of what we just did, we need to add at least, and I'm going to tell you what I'm going to add. I really like that flower, and it's a totally different flower than what we've used. I like the continuity of that color. So we are totally going to come right up here. And I did not use my pick machine for this. And you don't have to if you have a good stem on a good floral. And I'm just setting that right in there just like that. Oops. That fell over, y'all. It is hot in here with these lights on. I'm not kidding. This one probably could have used a pick, but I really didn't want to bust out my pick machine. There it goes. You literally, and guys, you grab a hold of this when you're doing it. because if not, you could really have a problem when this falls to the floor and you could bust some elements that you can't really replace. Okay, now I like this entire bunch right here, but I don't like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of curve it around my hand so it makes it easier to curve once I get it in there. Okay, and I have just the spot for this. Grab your grapevine. And one more, and then we're done. Again, make sure your tags are off of there. I want to come down here where this is, and I'm going to lift up its skirt. I call it its skirt. Lift up its canopy. Move your hands so you don't get burned. And you spread those out. You roll that back up. Because I kind of messed with it when I was going in there. And listen guys, if you don't want those tails, you don't have to keep them long. You can cut them short, you can do whatever. I just like them to be right there with everything else. Now, I don't know what it stopped on, but we're going to move it. Let's stand back and look. Do you see how this was empty, that was empty, and it just needed that continuity brought down so it would work? It just would not work the other way. There was no way. And I am going to add one more thing. I know I said I was done. This is what happens. When you design and you just keep adding stuff, it's a problem, y'all. But I don't like that there's not any. Lift its skirt up. I just wanted a little bit of fall color right there amongst these more formal flowers. There you go. That's it. I'm leaving it alone, but it is a welcome leopard wreath. So let me, well, it's not going to let me zoom in. But I have an amazing price on it. I think I priced it at $94.97, and there's probably $40 worth of florals in there. I priced it too low, and I always do that. You guys know that. So there you have it. I hope you love it. It was a lot of fun to make. This loop is probably too big. It's going to bug me. So I may end up redoing that bow, but maybe not. I may just leave it. I kind of like how loopy it looks. But I wanted these to come out, and I didn't want everything to be up against the grapevine. I wanted it to be a little bit more colorful. So I hope that helped. If you guys are making grapevines, I hope you love it. How much? This one is $94.97. It's in my Etsy shop right now. It says Fall Leopard Welcome Wreath made on 9/9/2020. I was thinking 07. I don't know why that's in my head. But it will ship out on Friday if you snatch it today. So there you go. And it will last for seasons to come because you watched me glue it and it's all glued in there and wired in with Gorilla Glue and wire. So there you have it. Lots of peonies, lots of acorns and pumpkins. It needs pumpkins. Every time I'm working with one of these, it has to have a pumpkin. I had this other pumpkin I never added, did I? Now I almost feel like it's kind of too late, right? Ooh, I could add it right there, couldn't I? Let's see. Let me see what that looks like. Yeah, I don't love it. As Finn would say, I don't love it, Nana. I don't love it. So I'm going to leave that out. So, all right, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. Again, hold on. Allergies. Thanks for joining me this afternoon. I would have been live yesterday, but the allergy bug got me. So if you like this, it is available in my Etsy shop. I will be live on Friday night with a live sale with the new merchandise that Polka Dot Wreath Co. is going to start carrying. So if you are a wreath maker or if you just love Christmas, you're going to want to be there. Because I promise you, if you decorate for Christmas, you're going to want to be at that sale. So, aw, thanks, Bonnie. I appreciate you. All right, y'all. Be blessed and go enjoy your evening. Talk to y'all soon. Now I got to figure out how to turn this off. Holy moly. Talk to y'all soon.